10 animals that will give you chills. This world is filled with beautiful, harmonious animals which almost look like Miguel Angel himself sculpted by hand. But our planet also has some mysterious, weird, and scary species that nature itself has created. Discover them with us. Myanmar's snub-nosed monkey. This rare primate was discovered in 2010 by the scientific world, but the hunters and locals of northern Burma knew about this animal for a long time, even calling it monkey with its face turned up, or inwo, according to the dialect of the place where it usually lives. At first sight, it looks like the most beautiful, furry, and charming primate of the Burmese jungle. However, when you get face to face with this monkey, you will run with terror. It has some strange nostrils that make it look like the devil himself. Extremely scary. Besides its ugly nose, it has a pronounced snout, giving it a totally atypical and even alien image. If you look at the funny side, we might even think that it had an excess of Botox during a plastic surgery. Its eyes are completely dark, and it can be disturbing if we make eye contact with this extravagant primate. Drink some water before walking through the jungle because you might find one of these. The Goliath tigerfish. This fish won't only scare you, but traumatize you, so don't ever step on a river again. The Goliath tigerfish is one of the largest and scariest species around the world, measuring 27.5 inches in females and the males 70.86 inches in length, almost the average size of an adult human. Are you scared? There's still more! At first glance, its incredible jaws can intimidate anyone, but those sharp teeth aren't its main terrifying feature, because it has a pair of huge eyes that give it great vision. Also, it's able to feel low-frequency vibrations of the near prey. This terrifying fish has the habit of stalking its victims by making surrounding movements before savagely attacking, being the blow of a Goliath tiger almost equal or superior to that of a classic piranha. Its mouth is composed of 32 teeth in total, which look like scary and sharp knives. According to British fisherman and adventurer Jeremy Wade, the teeth of the Goliath tigerfish are the same length as the ones of a great white shark, a complete killing machine. Purple frog. This amphibian is one of the most repulsive and unpleasant species around the world. It was discovered only 15 years ago in India, specifically in the year 2003 in the famous Western Ghats or Sahyadri Mountains. Its huge body and small head give it a grotesque image. It's so disgusting that you might even feel sick just to see it standing. Its peculiar image is quite monstrous. No one would ever find these frogs pleasant or even put them in their gardens or even playing with them in the neighborhood park. The purple frog has small yellow eyes, almost imperceptible for a human with myopia, and flashy enough to make you feel sick. Its peculiar nose is one of the most outstanding characteristics of this species. If this frog decides to sniff or touch you with it, it would be one of the most disgusting and terrifying experiences of your life. So be very careful when traveling to India. It wouldn't be memorable at all to have one of these ugly, scaly, and cold skin frogs on your body. You're all warned. Goblin shark. This shark is one of the most bizarre and extraordinary species that nature could give us. It has a prominent nose that gives it a strange and almost unrealistic look. In addition to this extravagant characteristic, the goblin shark has a free-moving jaw, which means that it can move forward when opening its fearsome jaws. At first glance, it seems that it's dislocated from its body, giving it a totally macabre appearance. This jaw is composed of numerous teeth, each of them located frontally with a long and pointed dimension. Just like Jason Voorhees' famous electric saw, it's totally chilling. Since it's a rare and frightening species, it's obvious that it lives in the depths of the sea, approximately 4,490 feet deep, where it usually lives and hunts fishes, crustaceans, among others. Its long snout didn't only serve to differentiate it from other marine animals, it also had sensitive and powerful electroreceptors, which give it the biological ability to receive electrical impulses to locate objects and navigate in the ocean. Scary! Poodle moth. This incredible and strange species of moth was discovered in 2009 by the Dr. Arthur Anker. This discovery occurred during his visit to the Gran Sabana National Park located in Venezuela. If the common moths seem horrible to you, this South American moth will give you the worst nightmares of your life. Its big dark eyes are so intimidating that you might think it watches you during the night. Creepy! Its eyes aren't the only curious and extravagant part of this insect. Its antennae have the shape of long brushes, the same ones that give a pretty bizarre appearance to its hairy head. For the researcher and Dr. Klaus Schuker, the poodle moth is adorably monstrous. It's very likely that he said this because its body is completely hairy, tiny, and it seems to be an alien animal. This insect has 4 wings, which are completely covered with hair. When they're extended, it gives quite a magical and original appearance. Its 6 legs give it the strength to carry its small weight and hold well on all types of surface. So, keep it away from your head or your face. It could be a traumatic experience to see this strange insect on top of you. Seriously! Brazilian tree hopper. If you thought insects were really horrible, this species will make you feel like you don't want to see one of these again in your life. The Brazilian tree hopper is one of the most unpleasant, strange, and disturbing insects in nature. Its enormous head seems to be completely armored. The most interesting thing about its terrifying image are its antennas, which have the form of a helicopter and are composed of 5 hairy mini-spheres sticking out in all directions. Its large and intimidating eyes could be defined as the mirrors of terror, where you wouldn't want to see yourself reflected in by any means. It has a pair of pretty thick wings, which are responsible for protecting its abdomen from the Brazilian rainforest climate. Its extraterrestrial appearance could make you puke if you're a sensitive person. Blue dragon. For many people, dragons are synonymous of power, courage, and terror. In the case of the blue dragon, it's difficult to give it those kind of adjectives because it only measures between 1 to 1.57 inches in length. This small and strange species normally presents cold colors such as blue, light blue, and white. It has 6 appendages that expand in the form of rays around its body. The blue dragon is considered a sea slug, and, like these ones, it has a structure called radula, which is a characteristic of mollusks. There, it has its small teeth in the form of a sword that serves to scrape its food. This species is a hermaphrodite, so it contains both male and female sexual organs. Pretty disturbing. Giant isopod. It's totally normal for an insect to disgust us and cause repulsion, but you should know that crustaceans can do this too. The giant isopod is one of the largest and most terrifying species in the marine world, being the cousin of the famous crab. This is the most striking species of the whole family, and when we say striking, we refer to its monstrous size, measuring up to 19.68 feet in length. This crustacean is considered one of the oldest species of the sea. It's possible to find it in the cold waters of the Atlantic Ocean, where this species tends to live. If at some point in your life you decide to dive, it would be a good idea to be prepared, since finding yourself face to face with a giant isopod could be the most fascinating and traumatizing experience of your life. Watching their big gray eyes wouldn't be pleasant at all. Its exoskeleton is distributed in head, thorax, and abdomen, giving it a very particular and even prehistoric aspect. Its 14 legs and its pair of antennas are the most atrocious and intimidating qualities. It would be a good idea not to dive so deep because you could find thousands of these horrible crustaceans around you. Be prepared! Cereal leaf beetle. This insect is one of the most horrendous and annoying plagues of the cultivations around the world. It's common to see them in Europe and Asia, but nowadays it's possible to find them in America. Its aspect makes it one of the scariest insects on our planet. It tends to reproduce once per year during the warmer seasons. Its little black head and 6 legs give it a weird and repulsive aspect, but what's more repulsive is its larva. When it's still a worm, it tends to get infected by the Tetratychus julius wasp, which leaves its larva inside this little insect, giving it the scary image of a walking incubator. It's probable that after this, you don't want to walk around the European crops and find one of these insects. Blobfish. This fish won't only make you feel sick as you've never been sick before, but it will also cause you nightmares from another dimension. The blobfish is one of those species that makes you think, what happened here? Is this real? Guess what? It's totally real. So real that you'll never want to go back to the sea ever again. But don't worry, because this repulsive creature only lives in the deepest part of the oceans of Australia and Tasmania. One of its most stunning qualities is that it's an invertebrate species, which is why it looks like it's made of jelly. When its body goes to the surface, it spreads in such a way that it looks ugly and disgusting. This happens because the pressure changes between deep waters and the surface. They can measure about 11.81 inches in length and feed on little crustaceans from deep waters. What's scariest about this image isn't only the fact that it can deflate like a balloon, but its humanoid appearance it has at the moment of getting out of the water. It has 2 little eyes and a prominent nose that looks similar to our nose. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a like, subscribe, and activate notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. See you in the next adventure of TrendMax.